Ahmed Wala with you again with another special guest here Hazle, and today we're back in our exciting podcast with an exciting person. And first of all, we warm welcome him to our Inspiring Mind podcast. And let's begin and let's get to another journey. So hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm also good.
That's good.
Okay, so can you give a short introduction to my audience that don't know I know you, but can you give a short introduction to my audience?
Sure. I'm Kirk Hazlett, and I am in the beginning. I was a public relations professional. I worked in the field of public relations, and then later on, I switched to teaching public relations. So it's been a part of my public relations has been a part of my professional life for close to 50 years now. I've seen a lot of changes and have enjoyed teaching now because I can share experience and help future professionals figure out exactly where they want to go. So it's been a lot of fun and looking forward to a few more years.
How did you thought to start teaching public relation? Like, how did it came to your mind?
Well, actually, I at first I had not thought about it. I had been working, and I for many many years I had been working, and I was at a point in my professional life where I said I'm ready for a change, but I didn't really know what. And this is the way it happened. One day I was at home thinking, and my telephone rang. I answered the telephone, and it was a friend at a university in Boston, Massachusetts, where I lived. And she said, "You're always over here talking to our students about public relations. Would you be interested in teaching?" Okay. So I went for an interview. They hired me to teach graduate public relations courses. I went home and I said, "That's pretty good." And my phone rang again. I answered the phone. It's another friend from another university. Would you be interested in teaching undergraduate public relations courses? Yeah. So it started like that. And in about 1 year's time, I was teaching at four different universities part time, a course here, a course there. But then one university offered me a permanent position. And Facebook, thank you very much, reminded me one day that I had actually been teaching there for about 15 years. And that was kind of amazing. So I've been teaching now. I started teaching in 2000. So I've been teaching for 25 years now. And I love it.
Yeah, so when you started, when you just thought and you got so many opportunities, you were like so lucky because when we yeah. And one point I learned from the life, because I have met so many people. So when you have a thought in your mind, then if you aim your goal, you can do anything. uh
Yeah,
yeah.
you're absolutely right. And, um, and that's one thing I try today with students and others is help them figure out exactly where do they want to go. And I'll tell a quick story here. When I first started, I wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to build highways, bridges, those things, because I had worked part time in the summer while I was a high school student um, for the highway department, building highways. So I went to college and originally to study engineering. But when I started studying, I realized I don't like this. And I talked to my advisor, my faculty advisor, and he said, why don't you study English? Because you are good for writing, English would be good for you. So my first degree was in English literature. Later on, I got a second degree in business management when I figured out what I really wanted to do in life. But yeah, I wish I had had someone in the beginning say, Kirk, this is where you want to go. That's what I try to do with students: save time, help them get a focus. So I'll stop talking.
Okay, so I have something new. So let's talk on the topic of eagle, if you don't mind. You know, eagle. I love eagle. So let's talk.
Eagles?
Yeah, eagle.
When
Because I wanna talk on the eagle qualities because he's very smart. So yeah, I have. So I'm gonna tell you what I have learned. I have researched like from my book. From 2 days, I'm reading and reading about eagle. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you. So I have 6 point noticed, and these are the I think these are the qualities of eagle. Um, Alone, brave, and powerful, smart, and it has sharp eye,
Yeah.
and never give up. Never let its um never let its prey go,
Mhm.
and leadership qualities.
That's true.
And
Mhm.
the first thing, alone, it it doesn't live with its family. He lives alone, independent. Yeah, and brave because when he do like this and take the person up, then he don't worries what happens. He's so brave that. And one more thing, when it comes from the high mountain and it comes in downwards, it's
Mhm.
like so off this the speed is so fast. And one more thing I learned, that also the eagle, if you see, like a thunderbolt, it's like a thunderbolt when it
Mhm.
attacks on its prey, it's like thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fast that we can't see what happened, because it's so fast, and it's like amazing. You know, I am what this says, this heart says, I do everything that my heart says, but also I use my mind also. And so I have, I am just I am writing the quotes, my own, trying to write them. And what I think, I do it. Y- Yeah, so let me tell you few of them. So first, I have we have wings, fly wherever you want to. Don't
Good.
change yourself, be what you are, be you. And your feelings and emotions are as expensive as your expenses. And do your own, don't be under someone. And
Good.
time is like superbike, so don't waste it. Don't talk to person who you're not comfortable. And the best thing is learn and teach others. Don't try to be over smart, be normal and average. No one is perfect in everything. And always try and don't be frustrated in difficult time. Always stand with truth and be loyal in your life. Make a goal and a passion or work that you want to do, because sometimes we can't do the work we want to do. So yeah, so we have to make a goal or a passion. We have to make our goal as passion. We have to work on it. We have to do. We have rights to do everything
Very
and start something with less, because these all like Elon Musk, they started from less. They were nothing when they started. Now they're like the richest persons in the world. They are listed in them. Yeah, so and also everything requires a time. It doesn't takes like now I start and now it's selling and selling and selling. It requires time. Slowly you're getting uh success. Yeah, so thank you.
very good.
and
Yeah.
and what do you like to eat when you're done when you're like do you want to do a dinner?
It's we eat a lot of everything. I eat fish, beef, chicken, you name it. I love everything. Love to eat.
Okay, so why do are you so energetic? You're always happy and happy and happy.
But because many years ago, I was able to start doing what I wanted to do. When I realized that this, and I go back and say, for professional life, public relations, when I got into public relations, I realized that I am home. This is where I want to be. I have never, yes, have I made mistakes? Yes. What I thought, for example, that the technology industry was interesting, and this in the 1984 was a very hot thing, and for other people it was wonderful. For me, it took me about 48 hours to figure out I don't like this. Technology is not Kirk, but that's fine. I was able to switch to something else, into an area that I loved to do or enjoyed doing, and was able to make a difference. So that's, yeah, you look forward to it. You wake up in the morning and you say, what can I do today to make other people's lives better?
Okay, so what I notice is that we should be happy and make other happy.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
I love to make people happy because when you look at their smile, you're like in your heart you're feeling so happy and you're so excited to always talk with them.
absolutely. You're very, very right. And that's the challenge as you get started, is finding that path, that road that you want to go on, that you can do just that. And again, I tell people, if you're not happy, do something different. It doesn't matter. Try, don't be afraid to try new things. You never know when the right opportunity will come your way. So never give up.
Okay, so can you tell me that everyone is small and they have different thinkings, that when they will be big they will do something, they will be pilot or civil engineer or something. So what did you thought when you were small?
When I was small, um,
Yes.
I, you know, I noticed from the very, very, very small age that different people have different ways of thinking, and different people react differently to things. And what I figured out was, what I need to do for myself was to know what I want to accomplish, but be thinking about them at the same time. Is what I am doing making this person happy too? And so you try to find a balance between the two so that you feel good, they feel good.
And the important thing that I noticed, because sometimes we don't have interaction with someone, so we're like this, we are not seeing him. So if we talk like eye to eye, then we can do, then we can talk, because otherwise I think it's we can't, it's nothing.
You're absolutely right. There's sort of two things. One is the eyes, of course, but also the ears. Listen to what the other person is saying and try to understand. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but try to understand, why does this person feel this way? And if you're lucky, cross your fingers and hope you're lucky, you'll come to an agreement. Not always. Sometimes you're here, he's there. Sometimes he's here, you're there. But at least you try. And both of you know that you're trying.
Yeah, so something yeah, so I listened from someone, don't he said that don't talk more, talk listen more than you talk, because listening has so much improvement in your life, because you're not saying what he have done. If you'll not focus, you'll not know what he said, and you can't implement it in your life.
Very true. Very true.
Okay, so my next question to you is that every child is a naughty person. As me, when I was small, I was naughty. So, have you did a naughty thing in your life, and you were like so ashamed?
I probably did. I can't remember immediately something that I did, but it's you. The same thing is, you learn from, you make it a lesson, and you ask yourself, why did I do that? And and then, how can I do better from now on? So yeah, we're all going to make a mistake. We're all going to do something that we should not do. Uh, Learn your lesson and tell yourself, yes, I learned my lesson. I will never do that again, because it is not so it's always bad, but it's just not good.
Yeah, so every we should learn from our failures, because when we are not at that stage, we should like we're regretting why we did this mistake, but we need to learn from this mistake, because we have a 20 stages to success. So when we go forward, we are more than 20, we don't know, but when you are moving forward on the stairs, you are sometimes you're getting backwards, because when you're doing a mistake, you're going back, not front. But you learn a mistake, you learn not to do it again. If it comes again, don't do it. So then the person tries and go one more step forward, and every step teaches you a lesson. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so my next question to you is that So what are your feelings and expressions till now as working, as you said, you're doing public relation and you're teaching. So how's your experience and feelings are going, like how you're feeling till now? That did you learn from the children's or that? Yeah, so the expressions or experience, can you tell about your experience?
But it's I learn. Hopefully, I'm giving more to the students, but I learn from every single student something. I can't sit here and say exactly what, but yeah, I learn. And one of the things, and I'll go back and say the listening part. I learned very early to listen and to don't immediately decide something until you really know the facts. And have one more example I'll give. When I very first I was in the United States Air Force. I taught English as a second language to the Vietnamese military in 1969. And I thought to myself, they don't know how to speak English. I'm teaching them how to speak English. I My degree is first degree was English, but it was literature. It was British literature, not grammar. Grammar is not one of my better things. But sometimes the students would say, "What is that? You just wrote something on the blackboard. What is that?" Sometimes I would know, sometimes I would not. If I knew, I would say, "Yes, this is what it is." If I did not know, I would make it up. I figure they don't know. They don't speak English. They're learning English. They won't know if I'm making it up. Then one day it happened. And I remember 1972, 53 years ago. I wrote something on the board. Student asked, "Mr. Hazlett, what is that?" I looked at it. I did not know. So I made it up. And a very quiet voice in the back of the classroom, "Mr. Hazlett, you are wrong." I remember his name, Mr. Fu. "Mr. Fu, okay, what is it?" He starts talking. I realize he knows what he is talking about. He finishes. I say, "Mr. Fu, how did you know that?" Before I was drafted into the army, I was a professor of French at the University of Saigon. I have a PhD in French and I studied English. I realized he knew what he was talking. And so today, when I teach, I ask students who they are, their backgrounds, so that I know what level we're talking at. And it's a very good conversation and a way to relate to each other. So long story, but you learn something every day as you're working in whatever your field is.
Okay, so can you tell me how is your experience going with our Rehan school students?
We're going with
Rehan school students, like you're doing
oh, sorry.
podcast.
It has been a lot of fun. We've had some very good conversations, and I I am honored that you folks would come to me and say, "Kirk, will you share your experience?" Because you Rehan students are amazing, top first class, and I enjoy having the conversations and establishing the relationships.
Okay, so next, can you tell me, so how did you first get to Facebook? What was your first experience with Facebook? How did you, or some One refer you or what?
But very quickly on that one is I was teaching, and I social media was becoming sort of hot thing, and I realized that if I want to connect with students and others, I needed to be on Facebook. So I went, and as I tell every student, I do not ask you to connect with me. That's weird. If you want to connect, I'm here and happy to do that as long as I know who you are. But I found that it's a way to A, to connect, B, to communicate, and C, just to watch and see what's going on. I watch students from 20 years ago, students from 1 year ago. And if I see that something is not, doesn't seem right, I will very quietly and privately say, is everything okay? Is there anything I can do to help you? But for me, Facebook, any social media, it's an opportunity to communicate and to listen. Once again, to listen to what other people are saying.
Okay, so can you tell me how did you listen about Sir Rehan Allah Wala?
I'm sorry, ask one more time.
How did you listen about Sir Rehan Allah Wala first time?
How did I learn about Rehan? I,
Yes, how did you know him and your
um,
first collaboration?
someone someone reached out to me. One of the professors connected with me and asked if we started a conversation, and from that, then now I have everyone. I think I talked to a class several months ago. I forget when. So, and it's been, and I'm glad we connected because it's again, it has been a very, very positive experience for me personally.
Okay, so can you? Okay, so yeah. So one more thing. Last question. That you're like so happy, and you can tell your something big achievements that you got or you want to.
For me, big, I'm happy with where I am today. Big achievements have been in the recent years, or since I've been teaching, we'll go back and use that, is watching my students go out into the real world and succeeding. Sometimes in public relations because that's what we studied, but sometimes they choose another path because it's something they're more interested in. And I love it. I love to see them moving up, being happy, and becoming complete human beings. It's been just a very rewarding experience all the way.
Okay, so it was very good experience with you to taking your podcast, and thank you for coming in our podcast. Uh, so at the end, can you give a feedback of our podcast?
I, I would say for feedback, I would say this has been a very interesting, very inspiring conversation. I really appreciate it. You've asked some very, very good questions. This is and it made me actually have to think a little bit, and that's a good thing. So thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you for taking the time and for staying up so late to do this. and
No, it's like my class time, and I'm working with fellows,
Really,
and yeah.
oh, okay. Okay. Well, listen, well, once again, thank you so much. And I hope everything is wonderful for you.
Okay, so everyone, this was our guest, and so this was our special guest with us, and we thank thanks him again for coming in our Inspiring Mind show. And we'll meet next time with another special guest and exciting interview. Till that time, take care and stay tuned.